Hey, it's August the 29th, 2016, and I wanted to have a little conversation with you guys. Um, Certain things that I just assume most of y'all out there already think, right? But however, I don't know that this is true unless, we articulate our ideas back and forth, alright? So, I want to talk about something that you might have thought about already, but before I do, let me just bring up, and I've mentioned this before, supposedly, if white people do have white people privileges, I do believe that I'm white enough to where I should be getting those privileges too. Alright? If that is occurring. However, I missed that boat. Alright? Something happened and I missed that whole boat. Alright? I never saw my privilege. So the thing is, I'm not against the whole theory of white privilege. It's just that I haven't seen mine. Alright, so that all being said, I was thinking about it earlier this morning. I was thinking about people who use the word privilege, and there's a lot of people out there. They use the word privilege, as in white people have privilege, thin people have privilege, just all sort of different variations, like cisgender people have privileges, right? And it's all sort of privileges being thrown around. People accusing people of having privileges. And what I want to suggest to everybody out there is that these people who are adamant about proving privileges that happen and occur in society, what I'm trying to say is they don't believe in God. They might think that they do, but no, they don't. Alright? Not the God, not the only one. Because, I was reading in Jeremiah. Just earlier this morning. And I was in this part, like in the middle, he's talking about where the Lord is saying, hey, check this out. All y'all nations, you need to go under the yoke. You need to go under the yoke of that King Nebuchadnezzar from Babylon, right? And a lot of y'all I know are already going to be saying, this is what God was saying. He was saying, a lot of y'all I know are going to say go against Babylon and go against Nebuchadnezzar. But what I'm telling you is you better serve Nebuchadnezzar. This was the word of the Lord. He said, all y'all in Judah and everywhere else, you better serve Nebuchadnezzar from Babylon. And no, he's not of my people. You're my people. He is not. But you better serve or else. Right? And see, that's how God rules over the world, even though it's not his kingdom. Alright? He still rules over because ultimately he has the final say. Who has authority over what? Alright? So, with that in mind, the fact is that that's been happening since the beginning and since forever, ever, and ever. Alright? It disproves the idea of privilege. You understand? Alright? I mean, you can ensue that Nebuchadnezzar was privileged by God, I guess, if you want. But the thing is, God said, hey, I put people in authority. I do that. I do not question that. Right? You serve that person like I told you to. And I've been telling you since forever. Right? This is straight, one of the basic truisms of the word of the Lord, the Bible. Right? Is that you have to serve someone in an earthly sense. Right? Nebuchadnezzar, whoever's your president, or whoever I tell you. So there is no such thing as, and this goes down to like the micro level, as people you and I have relationships with and stuff, you serve certain people because they have authority. And what that is right there, is a right. That's a right they've been given by God. It's not a privilege. In fact, it's the opposite of a privilege. I think those are the opposites of each other. It's actually a right. There is no such thing as privilege. There's authority. And that's given to people by God. But here's the thing. Not all those people are God's people. Or at least not yet. And at the same time, what's important to remember, because I'm not telling everybody to run out and be slaves right now. But what's important to remember is that each and every one of us as individuals, we need to answer to God first, before anybody else. Before our children, before our parents, before anybody else. Your wife or your husband. You need to answer to God first. Alright, so if you're out there and you're in middle management out there in like fast food, somewhere in the middle of the country, and you think you're balling and stuff, you think you can just slight God, you think you're just going to treat your workers and employees harshly, and then, the government's going to screw around and be messing with everybody's pay, and they think that they're going to get away with it for long. I'm afraid it usually does not work out that way, alright? It is a matter of time. This is called a tribulation. Am I right? Alright, so there is no such thing as privilege. People who say privilege do not understand that they're not believing in God, probably. Or I might be wrong. Alright, if I am wrong, go ahead and comment in the box down there where you can comment at. Alright? Holler at me. It's August the 29th, 2016.